Here's what's happening in the city of Rockville. We hear from the chief on the new Maryland distracted driving law, introduce you to a new neighbor and visitors from Rockville's sister city, and have the full recap of the city's antique and classic car show. This is all the latest news in the city. This is Rock11 Now. Hello and welcome to Rock11 Now. I'm your host, Bridget Suiso. We start off this November newscast about Maryland's distracted driving law, which recently took effect. Chief Treshik spoke with Morgan Lash about what the new law means for drivers and pedestrians.
I'm Rock11 Now's Morgan Lash, and we want to tell you about a new law that went into effect October 1st, making holding one of these while you drive a primary offense. Rockville's Chief of Police, Terry Treshik, has seen firsthand the role distracted driving can play in accidents.
Well, I think not only in Rockville, but in the whole area, when people are distracted when they're using their cell phone or doing something else, they're not paying attention to the road, they're not paying attention to the surroundings, the people around them, the cars and the pedestrians. And we actually get these accidents that are really due to negligence and failure to use due care and caution. So what you see is a more dangerous situation by not only motorists but pedestrians using cell phones while they walk or drive.
Now, thanks to a new Maryland state law, driving with a cell phone in your hand is a more serious offense that is intended to keep drivers and pedestrians safe.
Well, the new law in Maryland now is that if you have a handheld phone device and use it while driving, you can be stopped by the police and given a citation. The old law used to be that in 2010 it's always been against the law to use a cell phone. But now, with the new law, it's a primary offense versus a secondary offense.
And what could a violation cost you?
They're pulled over while they're on their cell phone. The first time it's $83, the second time it's $140, third time it's $160. You get 3 points assessed against your license if it contributes to an accident. However, if it doesn't, there are no points assessed. If it gets to the point of enforcement, usually that brings people around. You know, they don't want to get a ticket, so they'll stop using the device as a handheld device.
Also effective October 1st, all passengers of any age will be required to wear seatbelts in the back seat of a vehicle.
There's a brand new law in Maryland as of today that everybody in the car must wear a seatbelt. Everybody in the front and the back of the car must wear seatbelts. Children under the age of 8, unless they're taller than 4'9", must be in a child seat. So I think what we want people to know is you buckle up for safety, it's important to do, or it's also an offense, a primary offense that you can be cited for.
Chief Treshik offers advice for drivers and pedestrians on how to stay safe on Rockville's roads.
Either walking or driving, really don't use your phone. The phone can wait unless it's an emergency, and just pay attention to your surroundings.
For Rock11 Now, I'm Morgan Lash.
With the daylight hours becoming shorter, we also wanted to find out from Chief Treshik on how pedestrians can stay safe on Rockville's roads.
The concerns we have is that it gets darker a little bit earlier now, both in the morning and afternoons, and if you couple that with inclement weather, people need to take a lot more due care and caution while driving, realize that the weather cuts down your visibility, and the pedestrians have to take more due care and caution. Even though they may have the right to cross in a crosswalk, you really need to watch out for the other person. And conversely, the motorist needs to watch out for the pedestrians. I think if we all just take a few more minutes and be a little more vigilant out there, we can try to stop these things from happening. Well, I think talking with your children, making sure that they wear light clothing because it is dark when you're going to school. Talk to them about making eye contact when they cross the streets, making sure they look left and right, that even if you're walking, you really shouldn't have earphones in, nor should you be texting or using your phone. Pay attention to what you're doing, both as a driver and a pedestrian. Use the phone later on, use your text later on, and listen to the earphones later on.
We have one more police story we'd like to share with you this month, and it's about our RCPD officers taking a dip in the Chesapeake Bay in the middle of winter, all for a very good cause. Chris Pfeiffer tells us how you can help support this annual fundraising event.
I'm Rockville 11's Chris Pfeiffer. It's that time of the year where the Rockville City Police take the plunge. It's a tradition that has raised thousands of dollars for a great cause. Taking a dip in the Chesapeake Bay in late January is not your average way to fundraise, but for the Rockville City Police, the Polar Bear Plunge is one of the best ways to give back to its community while having fun.
The Plunge is an event that takes place every January or so, where a group of crazy individuals go jump in the bay for the Special Olympics to raise money. This is our 5th year. In 5 years we've been doing it. We've raised a little over $18,000 from donations, selling T-shirts, and just people walking by and say, hey, here's $10, throw it in.
While the event is a time for Maryland State Police to come together and share some smiles, Corporal Chris Day does not forget the real reason for the plunge.
Special Olympics Maryland is solely driven by the donations that are given by citizens of the state of Maryland. And the fundraisers that the police do, like the torch run, the tip of cops, cops on rooftops, the plunge, all that money that they raise helps to go to these athletes so they don't have to pay for their lodging, they don't have to pay for their food, and it pays for all the events and stuff like that. So the athletes aren't taking any money out of their pocket to participate in Special Olympics Maryland.
Look for Corporal Day and other members of the Rockville City Police to take the plunge on January 24th at Sandy Point State Park.
The plunge is probably my favorite event, but anything that involves Special Olympics Maryland and giving back and helping these athletes, I mean, that's just one of the coolest things ever.
To learn more about how you can contribute to the Rockville City Police Plunge Fund, go online to rockvillemd.gov/plunge.
For this installment of Meet Your Neighbor, Rocio Snowdy introduces us to a local barber and avid runner, Bill Stayes.
Welcome to today's Meet Your Neighbor segment. Today we get to know Bill Stayes, a business owner and resident who has literally taken his health and fitness on the run. In the Fortune Terrace Shopping Center, you'll find a real-life example of the American dream. In 1978, the Seven Locks Barbershop was opened by Bill Stayes, a Greek immigrant who came to the United States at the young age of 17. Through struggles and triumphs, Bill has found the perfect recipe for success.
Why barbershop? For me, it was one of the best things. For me personally, it was one of the best things I ever did. Before this, I used to own a little carryout in DC. I was making ends meet, but it wasn't enough, and it was hard for me, and decided to open the barbershop. And the best thing I ever did for myself.
Bill's hard work continued on to the next chapter of his life.
When I was 42, 43, I went to a doctor because my legs used to hurt a lot. I never did any exercise, so he saw my varicose veins and he says, "What are you doing for your legs?" I said, "Nothing." He says, "You better start doing some exercise, walk out." Since then, he told me also, by the time you're 60, you won't be able to walk, he says to me. So he says to me, start walking slowly. So I did. I started walking slowly. Slowly but surely, I built it up to 6 miles every day, 5, 6 miles, depends. But I used to be out there every day, every morning. And I felt good. I lost a little weight, and I felt very good, and I got my energy back.
5 years later, Bill Stayes' friend convinced him to add running into his walking routine. And once Bill got comfortable with running, he signed up for his first marathon when he was 47 years old. To this date, Bill has completed 17 marathons.
My routine is, during the week, I do my exercise, I do my jogging. Night before, I eat nice big bowl of spaghetti. In the morning, I try not to eat. I drink lots of water in the morning. Even before that, I drink lots of water. Before the race, I try to get there a little early. I stretch a little bit, run back and forth to warm up a little bit, and then I see all my bodies there, and we take off. For good luck, I always wear white. I don't know why. I got used to wear white for good luck. That's my good luck thing.
His passion for running does not stop at marathons. Through the 50 States Club, Bill has traveled all over the country, running races and experiencing what each state has to offer.
We've been in every state in the country. My goal is to finish one in every state. I belong to a club called 50 State Club. And we have 4 times a year we have reunion, different parts of the country. And we get together. And the most we ever had was like 350 people in Fargo, North Dakota a year ago.
While meeting new people and soaking up breathtaking locations and experiences, which seem like the best part of running all over the country, for Bill, there is an added benefit to his active lifestyle.
The energy, the excitement with all our runners, I love to be with them. I made a lot of friends and stay in shape and get energized. I like it. It's my hobby.
He offers words of wisdom to those thinking of staying healthy and fit.
Stay with your exercise. Wherever walking, if you don't have to run, just get up every morning and do yourself 2, 3, 4 miles, whatever you can. If you keep doing that every day, things will be much better.
Recognizing the hard work that so many people do in order to make his racing experience better, we asked if he would be willing to volunteer for the races after he retires his hobby.
Yes, definitely yes. No question about it.
For Rockville 11, I'm Rocio Snowdy.
From community volunteers to a family who gives back, these were some of the recipients recognized at the annual Good Neighbor Awards. Katie Giardi has the full story on how these residents are making a difference in our city.
I'm Rock11 Now's Katie Giardi. The residents of Rockville are truly what makes the city a great place to live. The Mayor and Council gave out Good Neighbor Awards to a few special residents who are making it even better. The Good Neighbor Awards are given out each year to honor residents for their good deeds or acts of service that improve the community. This year's winners were recognized at a recent Mayor and Council meeting. Jim Benson, the president of Tower Oaks Village Homeowners Association, has worked with property management and local companies to keep the community safe. He was grateful to accept his award.
I appreciate it. It's a good feeling. It really is. I mean, you work, as many of us have, work hard on things that are hopefully important to the community, and it's nice to be recognized. It truly is.
President of the Woodley Garden Civic Association, Jim Rashofsky, was also recognized this year as a good neighbor for donating his time to organizing neighborhood directories and annual picnics for the community. He told us why he thinks it's a good thing that the city encourages people to get involved.
Being the president of a civic association, it's very important that people don't be a free rider and get out and give to the larger community.
The Merrifield family received a Good Neighbor Award as a family unit for providing a gathering place for the entire neighborhood in their home and backyard. Christine Merrifield described what she thinks makes a good neighbor.
It takes people showing up at City Hall every time and showing up for the meetings and doing that work, but it also includes making soup for your next door neighbor when they're not well. And we have neighbors that help us out constantly. So I wish we'd give out more awards.
Nominations are accepted throughout the year and are awarded in the fall. To learn more about the awards, go online to rockvillemd.gov/goodneighbor. For Rock11 Now, I'm Katie Giardi.
It was a car lover's paradise at the city's annual Antique and Classic Car Show. Morgan Lash has the story.
I'm Rock11 Now's Morgan Lash, here with Alice Shellman and her 1953 Jaguar at the city's Antique and Classic Car Show. There are over 500 cars here at this annual event. Let's go check some of them out.
It's a 1973 VW thing, which was imported into the States for 2 years, 73 and 74. It's a fun car. You can remove the doors, you can fold the windshield down, and it's fairly rare in the U.S.
Yeah, I have a 1950 Ford. It's got the original flathead motor, V8, and 3-speed on the column, and I love it. It's like driving a time machine.
It's a 1954 Allard J2X. It's the last car of the series that were built. It dominated road racing in the early 50s in the United States, and it went very, very fast. It beat all the Ferraris and all that kind of stuff.
I really enjoy the fact that they have British cars this year as a feature, and that's why we were invited to bring us all these bikes. They're all British, and they're a really wide variety, so it's fun.
Oh, we're very excited. We've been coming to this car show for years, and it's really an American car show, and the fact that they decided to honor British cars this year is very, very important, and we got a good turnout among our British car fans.
I won the People's Choice Award.
And how do you feel about winning that? How excited are you?
I'm so excited. I had to have Richard drive it to the award ceremony because I was too nervous. When I first came in '98, I was the only Porsche in the whole show. And now, if you see it, you'll see there's like a whole row. There must be 20 of them. So I felt like, there's my claim to fame.
I'm here because I enjoy it. It's a wonderful show. It's a real, special thing for the city of Rockville.
Rockville Sister City Corporation keeps the Rockville community connected to other parts of the world. Jennifer Ligstay covered a special visit from Rockville's sister city, Pinneberg, Germany.
I'm standing here outside of City Hall in the Pinneberg Rose Garden. These flowers were donated by Rockville's sister city, Pinneberg, Germany. A delegation from Pinneberg recently visited Rockville this October, and the city welcomed them with open arms as part of another cultural exchange experience. 14 visitors from Pinneberg, Germany recently visited Rockville. The trip was organized by the Rockville Sister City Corporation.
Thank you also for your generosity and friendliness. All of you. It's my feeling that this is a special friendliness.
Pinneberg has been Rockville's sister city since 1957, and over the years there have been many exchanges and visits strengthening the international relationship. Before being recognized at a mayor and council meeting, there was a reception for the mayor of Pinneberg.
I'm so happy to be here, and I hope that a lot of people come to Pinneberg and see Pinneberg, and I can't think that this is a cooperation of both sides for 57 years. It's great. It's great.
As part of the visit, the Pinneberg visitors are exhibiting photos of Pinneberg at the Rockville Senior Center during the month of October. The Rockville Sister City Corporation is dedicated to maintaining the relationship with Pinneberg, Germany, and building a new relationship with Jiaxing, China. To learn more about the Rockville Sister City Corporation or how to get involved, go to rockvillesistercities.org.
Last year, Rockville 11 had the opportunity to interview veterans in our community through a partnership with the Rockville Senior Commission. We met many impressive veterans who have served our country and now serve the city. Every year, the city recognizes those who have served in our nation's armed forces at Veterans Park in a ceremony happening on the 11th day of the 11th month at 11 a.m. The Rockville Senior Commission put us in touch with another veteran who has been a fixture in the Rockville community. His name is James Klein.
It really made me grow up fast, and it really makes a man out of you.
Mr. Klein served in the Navy during the Korean War as a naval photographer, and then for 30 years he served as a civilian in the Navy. He shared some of his photos with us.
Our primary duty was to take pictures of the takeoffs and landings. We had a Marine crew of planes on board the ship, so that took a lot of that was a lot of responsibility, and very interesting.
Mr. Klein had a message about Veterans Day.
Well, I think everybody needs to honor and respect the men and women who have served our country over the years. And recognition of that is essential. People should know about it. People should recognize it and give them credit for what they've done for this country to make this the greatest country in the world. And if it hadn't been for our veterans, it wouldn't be that way.
To learn more about this year's Veterans Day happening on November 11th, go online to rockvillemd.gov/events.
Hello, Rockville, and welcome to this month's edition of News You Can Use. I'm Rockville 11's Jennifer Ligsay, here with everything you need to know for the month of November. Rockville is cordially invited to the 2013 inauguration of your newly elected mayor and council. The ceremony will take place on Sunday, November 17th at the F. Scott Fitzgerald Theater at 1 p.m. Get into the spirit of giving this holiday season by supporting the city's annual holiday drive. Here's how you can make a difference for a family in need. Help pack or deliver Thanksgiving food baskets. Organize a canned food drive or a toy drive to collect new unwrapped toys for the December holidays. Donate $15 to $20 gift cards for Target, Best Buy, Old Navy, or Giant. Sponsor a family this season. This can involve individuals or groups to buy gifts and food for the December holidays tailored to a specific family's needs. You can also send in a tax-deductible contribution to support the drive. Checks should be made payable to City of Rockville Holiday Drive Fund and mailed to the Community Services Division at 20 Courthouse Square, Suite 205, Rockville, Maryland 20850. To find out more opportunities on how to get involved with this year's holiday drive, call the Community Services Division at 240-314-8310 or visit rockvillemd.gov/holidaydrive. Rockville is home to 3 watersheds. There's Rock Creek that covers the eastern side of the city, Cabin John in the south central part, and Watts Branch covering the western side. All 3 of which drain from Rockville into the Potomac River and ultimately the Chesapeake Bay. And it's important that we do our part in protecting stream health. Here's more from the city's environmental engineer, Lise Sukup.
Those watersheds help to protect or contribute to problems in the Chesapeake Bay.
And watersheds are conduits to the stream for everything that we leave on the land. They pick up dog poop, fertilizers, whatever washes off of our cars, the salt and sand we use when it's icy, and any other contaminants that we have in our landscape. So it's important to get the water clean before it gets into the streams. A big thing that residents can do is simply manage the water to the extent they can on their own lots. This can be done with a number of features. You can get rain barrels that hook up to your downspout coming off your roof and let the water from the roof go into these barrels. They're made to have a hose at the bottom of them, and they catch the rain during a storm, and then you can open the hose up after the storm and use it to water your plants or water your lawn, or just discharge it on a dry day when it's going slower and the stream isn't already full of stormwater. Another thing we ask residents to do is to manage how much chemical material they put into their lawn. A big help is to get your soil tested and know whether you need fertilizer this season or not, or limit your herbicide, pesticide applications and use the safest products you can. There's a line of green products out there now that are supposed to break down easier and stay within your yard instead of washing off every time it rains, and that would be a great thing to do.
Recently, the city began assessing the conditions of the Watts Branch watershed to evaluate stream conditions and identify areas for future improvements through stream measurements, water sampling, and inventory of stream erosion and an evaluation of pollution sources. Residents are invited to learn more about the Watts Branch watershed's current conditions and assessment findings at an upcoming public meeting on Tuesday, December 3rd from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the Rockville Senior Center. To be added to the public notification list, email lsukup@rockvillemd.gov. November is Recycling Awareness Month. The City of Rockville makes it easy for you to recycle year-round with single-stream recycling. But here's what you can do to maximize your recycling efforts this month. While most know that newspapers, bottles, cans, and cardboard are all recyclable, there are many other items that can be included in your recycling bin. This includes empty aerosol cans, soft plastics, including shrink wrap and bubble wrap. These materials should be placed in a single plastic bag secured with a knot. Rigid plastics, including toys, buckets, and flower pots. Wax-coated milk and juice cartons, as well as pizza boxes with minor grease, among other items that are recycle-friendly. For more information on what is and what is not recyclable, visit rockvillemd.gov/recycling-refuse. A study was recently done by the website livability.com that ranks the city of Rockville as the 10th best place to live in the United States out of 100 other cities. Rockville's demographics, amenities, housing, transportation options, and the education level of its residents were among the categories examined to determine the ranking. To learn more about Livability's top 100 best places to live, visit livability.com. Starting November 15th, check out the City of Rockville's Winter Recreation Guide. Whether you're looking to hone your skills, stay active, or learn something new, let the city be your guide to all things recreation this winter. Sign up for a class or get more information on special events, musical and theatrical entertainment, and family trips. There's something for all ages to enjoy that can be found right in the guide. The Winter Recreation Guide will be mailed to all Rockville residents and will also be available at City Hall, Rockville Community Centers, and the Twin Brook and Rockville libraries. For more information, contact 240-314-8620 or go online to rockvillemd.gov/recreation.
Be sure to catch our special election recap show airing after the results of the city election are made public. And that's it for this edition of Rock 11 Now. I'm your host, Bridget Suiso. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and watch us on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the whole team here, thanks for watching.